It has been said that we die twice in this life. The first time, when we stop breathing. The second time is when we are forgotten. That is why we must tell the stories of the dead. Today, we have traveled to the beautiful Columbia, South Carolina, Greenlawn Memorial Park Cemetery. The flowers and the landscape is just beautiful here in this cemetery. Today, we have come to pay our respects to a famous female wrestler. This female wrestler is none other than Johnnie Mae Young. Johnnie Mae Young was born March the 12th, 1923, and passed away January the 14th, 2014. When Young was 16, she attended a show in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it was there that she saw Mildred Burke. Young believed she could beat the champion and asked to wrestle her, but the promoters were not fond of the idea. She instead wrestled Gladys Gillum, and she beat her in a few seconds. Burke's husband and manager was impressed by Young's performance and urged her to become a pro wrestler. Here are some of Mae Young's accomplishments. Japan is another great wrestling market, and many wrestlers have found success in the country's promotions. In 1954, Young and Burke headlined Japan's first ever women's wrestling show, which turned out to be a huge success. The show ended up being the catalyst for women's wrestling in Japan, and a variety of new promotions began popping up, including All Japan's Women Pro Wrestling, which was dominant up until the early 2000s. Mae Young wanted to be known as tough and one of the boys. And in the early 2000s, Bubba Ray Dudley powerbombed her 15 feet straight down into some tables. Mae was proud of this. Mildred Burke and Mae Young worked together in various territories. They were the first women to ever wrestle in Canada, and they opened up many other territories for women to wrestle in the future. During the latter part of her career, she was brought back to WWF, and she had a comedic storyline with Mark Henry, who was then known as Sexual Chocolate. He would have a relationship with Mae Young, and together they would have a love child, a hand. Here is Mae Young seen with her proud son. Some people were confused, and some people thought it was really funny. Another fun fact about Mae Young is she is thought to be the first woman wrestler to ever do a drop kick. During her long career, her paths would cross with none other than the fabulous Moolah, and they would become decades-long friends. In fact, it is said that Mae Young helped in training the fabulous Moolah. In 1991, and up until her death, she lived with the great Moolah. And just like in life, in death, they are neighbors. As Mae's final resting place is roughly about 10 feet across from the final resting place of the fabulous Moolah.